The No Chill Podcast is brought to you by Life Recovery Water, offering up 3 tasty thirst-quenching blends guaranteed to refuel your body while satisfying your palate. Coming in watermelon, pineapple, and natural flavors, Life Recovery Water rehydrates the body with the necessary electrolytes such as potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, and calcium. These electrolyte properties are vital to any athlete or sports enthusiast after a tough workout, training session, or night on the town. Replenishing the body with an all-natural product is always the best form of recovery. Life Recovery Water. Get some today. On this episode of the No Chill Podcast, the very first episode of the No Chill Podcast, the one and only Gilbert Arenas has a lot on his mind, as he always does. Today we get into the NBA summer, all the activity. Of course, the big news was LeBron James moved to the Lakers, but there's also Kawhi Leonard's exit to Toronto. There's Melo going to Houston. Boogie, DeMar, Gil offers his thoughts on all the activity. And speaking of headlines, Gil made news of his own by way of TMZ, and for the first time, he offers up his side of the story, what exactly went down, and how he's moving on from it. And what he's moving on to, well, that might just be more basketball for Agent Zero. Where that might be, you'll find out. And he offers up his plan for a return to the court. It's the No Chill Podcast. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, and you can catch the video version on YouTube.
She have talked to me, and me have talked to she. But the day is coming that we must meet personally. She have talked to me.
No one said we're canceled. We're not filming today.
We were put on hold.
Yeah, no one told me that.
Yeah. No, I did. Because you were like, yo, what's up with the show?
Yeah, because I just left. That's what I said.
Okay, that's right. So I definitely talked to you before we were supposed to go on, but I don't think anybody from New York talked to Tim. Or
No, yeah, I had to bill. I'm billing you guys for the gas money I spent.
That's fine. But we will be back in October for people that are curious.
Yes,
That's
we
the
will.
plan.
Yeah.
So this is the off season, the NBA summer. You've had your own summer.
Yeah.
You traveled a bit.
I traveled. It was a forced travel. Well,
We'll get to why, the reason
forced
behind the
travel. It was
vacation.
forced travel.
But how was it? Do you usually do that?
No, I'm usually so busy. I'm a fake busy guy. Like, I pretend I'm busy, but I'm really not.
That's called retired life.
Yeah. Let me go on vacation and explore a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So, when you play in the NBA and you're traveling from city to city, hotel to hotel, living out of a suitcase, when it's over, it's like I don't want to do that no more.
But it's different to go to Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit. But go to Bora Bora. I mean, it's worth it to go there for 2 weeks and hang.
To me, water's water.
I'm pretty sure that's better water.
I mean,
that's better water.
It was clean.
Except for Life Recovery Water.
Yeah.
Sponsor of the No Chill Podcast. But so you took this trip. Were you watching, I guess, from the finals to the draft to summer league, things like that?
No, unfortunately, in Bora Bora, where I was staying, the only English movie that was being played was Retreat. It was something Retreat.
Who was in it?
Because it was shot
in Bora Bora. Oh, is it with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
Couples Retreat.
Couples Retreat.
Yeah.
That's the only.
That's the only movie they shot.
Movie. Just kept running and running. But I have my Xbox, so I'm streaming that.
Because you can't really get away. I mean, you know this now. It's every year. I think NBA continues to go 24/7.
Yeah, you can't get away. I mean,
and
I like what's going on, to be honest, because the players are now taking their careers in their own hand. And I think that's what fans are not understanding is before, you have 2 stars each team. With so much media backlash of, this player's not a winner because he hasn't won a championship. This player can't get out of the first round. These players are like, well, I'm going to go team up with my friends or better players to win. And now the fans are like, it's bad for the game. I didn't know winning was bad for the game.
I think the fan argument is that they want you to build in the place that you were drafted or the place they want you to be the franchise player. It's your franchise, own it. Don't leave.
Yeah.
For example, Kevin Durant.
That sounds amazing. You got to remember, when we get drafted, that is all our dreams.
Unless
stay in
you
one.
are DeMar DeRozan.
But you stay
That's
in
where
one.
it turns.
But you stay in one place. You build a champ. You become the star player, and you build a championship. That's all of our dreams.
Who's the last guy to do that?
But I'm just a player. I don't sign anybody. So if that's my dream, but that's not upper management's dream, what happens? Do I sit here and wait till he trades me, or wait till, the media says, "Oh, this player's selfish. He can't win." I got donkeys behind me.
Right.
Of course I can't win.
So DeRozan, great example. That guy was all set. He signed his franchise, his max deal. He was going to be in Toronto. He's going to be a Raptor for life. Masai says, "Nope, you're going to San Antonio. We're going to bring in Kawhi."
I know personally, there's no loyalty.
Exactly.
There's never been, but there's never been.
But at his point, he's saying, kind of like how Blake was, like, you guys told me I was the face of the franchise. You're going to build around me. I signed this contract with the intention of staying here and letting you build around me, which is like you're saying, that upper management has to have that vision instead of having donkeys behind you. So it is. But that is a hell of a thing to then trade you.
Shit, they fired the coach of the year also. Yeah. So what they have no.
But also, I think we both agree, like, they weren't gonna.
Because players don't want to be. Outside. Let's be honest. How many star players want to go to Toronto?
No. DeMar did. They had one.
But wasn't he drafted there?
Yeah. But by signing the contract, he proved that.
Yeah, it's 154. You're really gonna turn it down? No.
But Kawhi could have got a max deal to stay in San Antonio. He wanted out. He couldn't help where he was going if he wanted to come to LA or not. He didn't care.
If Kawhi was gonna sign a max, he would have signed it.
Right. He wanted out, clearly.
Did he? We never heard it. We never heard that he wanted out.
Right.
The rumors that he wanted out. Has he made a comment about being traded?
Supposedly he's happy. They had a meeting with this new coach Nurse, and they had a good conversation, and he's in.
He looks like a guy who just wants to play basketball. I don't see him going into the city talking about I'm already leaving.
Right. I think that would be foolish to do that. But either way, if he just wanted to play basketball, he's in a great situation. For San Antonio.
What would be a smart move? Or not smart, but genius on a Spurs franchise is that somehow Kawhi Leonard ends up back in San Antonio.
Never gonna happen. I think that bridge has been burned.
We don't know. I've seen some slippery shit in the NBA. You trade Kawhi, you got DeRozan, and then Kawhi comes back. And now you're back.
Yeah, that's not their master plan.
Now you're back.
I think their master plan was they have DeMar under contract, so they're gonna say they can have him for the next 3 years. Kawhi was going to be out anyway, so they got a guy.
What if Kawhi signs back?
Nah, I think he's coming here. Unless for some reason he really loves Toronto.
You coming to the Clippers?
Clippers or the Lakers. The Lakers. So LeBron, that idea of they got him and then they signed all these guys to 1-year deals. It's showing that they're thinking they're going to get another guy. If they wanted Paul George, and he goes back with the Thunder, that was their best shot at him. That door's closed, but Kawhi would be next year. You don't have to give anything up. So then you have Kuzma, you have Lamar,
Ball.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. But you don't know who's going to be here. Them.
Well, you have LeBron.
That's what.
Right.
That's what you
have. You won't have Lance, JaVale,
Rondo.
Beasley, Rondo. Right.
But
so those are all 1-year deals.
But even the young guys, they're trade bait to any team that wants to rebuild.
If they wanted to trade, they would have traded Kuzma and Ingram. That was who San Antonio wanted for Kawhi and a draft pick.
But if you're Spurs,
that would have been foolish to give.
But if you're Spurs, if you're Lakers, why do I need to give you these young guys if Kawhi wants to come here?
Right.
I just wait.
The thing is, you're giving up a year of LeBron in his prime. So they're saying, we could win.
They're not going to win this year. They're not going to win this year no matter what.
Well, if they had LeBron and Kawhi.
That's next year.
But if they had him this year, if they gave up those guys and they had him now, would they still win? No. Right. Mm-mm. So they're thinking next year. Next year's free agent class is loaded.
If Boogie Cousins would have came, if Melo would have came.
Not going to play till February.
Huh?
Not going to play till February.
It don't matter.
Well, it doesn't.
If Melo, that's
Golden State. That's why Golden State's perfect.
That's one thing. That's one player I thought should have joined the Lakers.
Melo.
I didn't understand why he would go to Houston. I mean, I understand because he starts in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
He starts in Houston, but you're a third option to two guys who dominate the ball in the half court. I don't see how that's any different than where you just came from. Yeah, Chris Paul is a passing point.
Tempo is different.
But it's still your second option guy.
Third
option guy in a half court.
Well,
and
I guess with those guys, he would be more of a catch and shoot option.
But you're a catch and shoot corner guy. Wait for them to finish your ISOs, give you the ball.
Right. So he's thinking he's cool with that. That's
the Lakers.
He wants to start first of all.
Yeah, but see, that was I think the ego was that he wouldn't have started on the Lakers, but he would have been the second leading scorer on the Lakers and the go-to guy on the Lakers.
I think the Lakers, they have something with Ingram. I think that's the breakout player for them.
But that's what I said. You bring Melo off the bench. He has who?
He's not coming off the bench.
But that's what I'm saying. But who do he have? Lance Stevenson, who's a pass guy. Ball, he's a pass guy. Rondo, pass guy. LeBron, really pass shooters. Guy. Yeah. They don't have a half-court guy, so you'd have been that.
That's why I think Ingram is going to be that guy.
But Ingram doesn't have it yet. He doesn't have that.
We don't
skill.
really know. We haven't seen it.
But I was saying he doesn't have that,
especially with this group.
But he doesn't have that skill.
No.
To show that he's a half-court type of player.
Right.
You know, so Melo would have thrived in the Lakers because he's surrounded by past people. So it's like your ego got in the way.
So the question is like, what the hell are the Lakers doing?
Surviving.
We don't know it now. Yeah.
Surviving.
Yeah. They have something to get through next season with.
Yeah.
They're better than they were last year.
It was like
they didn't give up anything.
It was like when LeBron went to Miami for his first year.
They had Wade and Bosh.
Yeah, Wade and Bosh, but then everybody else was 1 year guys.
Right.
Everybody signed 1 year deals, bunch of old.
They added shooters around him was the plan, which I don't know about
but
now.
But it's a bunch of old guys. I mean, like there was that team was like 35 and older.
Right. Kind of what the Cavs did too.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think the Lakers have a move to make still. We all know that, you know, but getting LeBron was a big.
I mean, they made that was the biggest. That was the biggest move. Other than that, everyone's waiting for next year.
Next year's group is loaded unless they make a trade, you know, during the mid-season.
Which I'm trying to think.
Who they would want?
No, I mean, you know, that's what I said. Boogie Cousins would be up again.
Jimmy Butler. Kyrie. Hell no on Kyrie.
Kyrie's not coming.
I'm gonna say probably not. No. Yeah.
It won't be any young talent. It won't be young talent.
Yeah, it's those kind of proven guys that want more money. Yeah. Some moves. Obviously, the offseason in the NBA is fun to watch because people like the story of where the players go, who they're talking to in the side conversations. Also, this draft. What do you think of this draft class?
I didn't even pay attention to it. To be honest, I don't get all hyped up about rookies coming in because where you get drafted, you still got to play the game. So if you're drafted number 1 or drafted 54, it's still the same game. So I'd rather wait till they prove themselves before I get all.
What do you think of summer league?
Against a bunch of other college kids.
Yeah, I think that's the thing to me. I like summer league. I watch it. Vegas is a cool setting for it, but. Yeah, they're playing against first and second year players, so it's not really fair. It's an evaluation of them among their peers, and it's a level up from college, but it's still they got to prove themselves.
I averaged 12 my first go around, and I set the bench the first 40 games, so that meant shit.
But coach is still like, what do they want out of you as a player? What are they telling you to go out and show them?
Just go out there. Go out there, play hard, play your game.
But that you can grasp the offense, like you can understand.
Yeah, it's mostly for the offense, but it's not the head coach. It's fucking third option coach.
Some of these teams
players
have coaches with them.
The head coaches. I mean, the head coach is there, but he's not coaching the team. So it's like,
but
who the fuck are you?
But then also like the guys that you're playing with, you're not going to play with during the season. Yeah. 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, that's what I said. So you can be the man of summer league and never see the court in the NBA game.
Did you play in Vegas where you were?
No, it was the Pyramid when I was here. I mean, and the team to watch was the Clippers that year. Lamar Odom was, Lamar Odom, all of them, Darius Miles. That team was fucking.
The young Clippers, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about summer league that is cool, yeah. But it's more of an up and down game. in summer league too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
With
just
young guys,
It's just.
you know,
I mean, when you're a rookie, and
not a lot of
when
ice
you're a
involved.
rookie, that's the NBA to you.
Right.
Even though it's not the NBA, but that to you, that's the NBA. So
Right.
You're trying to go out there and shine.
But I think bringing it to Vegas was the best move they could probably make. It was scattered all over the place, and they're saying, like, let's put all eyes on one location, all these guys in the same place. They can do their side business to kind of get these guys acclimated with the whole world of being a pro athlete.
To be honest, I don't know why I went to Vegas. I mean, LA was prime because you got to remember all the veterans here. They train here. They train at UCLA. So you have them coming to the games and
They
all
go to
that.
Vegas
I mean,
too?
it was big here. So I don't
LeBron
know.
showed up at one summer league game. It was the biggest news for the whole
In
week.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's Vegas. I mean,
It was also
Who the
his
fuck goes to
first
Vegas?
appearance after. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a great location in the summertime because you got to keep it in one place. Whereas before it was Orlando. Well, they still play in Utah. They still play in Sacramento a bit, but they're calling summer league.
See, that's what I said. I
team
think the
expanded
one that
in
used to be
Vegas.
here in LA
Mhm.
is the one that moved to Vegas.
So yeah, they brought everybody together. So you watch some basketball. It is fun to watch in the off season, but also what what you were watching and people were watching you was via TMZ. The word on the street was you were involved with a female and she had some accusations against you, some claims, and it resulted in a temporary restraining order, which is different from a restraining order.
To be honest, I actually don't know what the fuck it was supposed to be.
Temporary. I'm no lawyer, but temporary is.
It could have been temporary. It could have been
time.
It could have been whatever the fuck it could have been. What's so funny is
It is what it was, but it's over now.
no, it's not over.
Okay, I believe. I thought your lawyer.
No, it
took
got
care-
dropped.
Okay, so it's dropped. Yeah,
But it's not over because now
It's part of your
now I'm coming.
okay.
Now I'm coming
Okay.
for revenge.
So back it up to where this started from. Before
It started from me waking up
before
and
TMZ got to you.
no, that's where it started from. When TMZ got to it,
Okay.
I didn't. That's what I said. There was no existence. It was like this. This was the perfect timing. The perfect timing. The perfect claim against me. So everyone knows I'm the shit in court against my BM. So happened we had court on the 28th, June 28th. We had our final custody case,
And TMZ,
which
this thing hit like June
5th.
Yeah.
So I was fighting for 50-50 or switch custody. She was fighting against it, of course. Stupidest shit ever. I don't even know why women fight against
50-50. Before that, it was
it's like 30 to 70.
Yeah.
So I was fighting for 50-50 or me 70-30 because, I have the resources to make sure the kids have a better life.
and that's based on time with the kids.
Time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was actually 99% sure that I was getting 70-30. I mean, I had her dead to the wall. Like, they always showed up late to school. The homework was never done on their watch. I mean, I had a perfect claim.
But if it changes from, I guess, so 30-70,
Makes me the primary
where
parent.
you had 30 before.
I had 30 before.
Right. So if that changes to where then you're 70,
I'm 70 and she's 30.
the impact on her is financial.
Financially, but yeah, financially if we went to court. But I offer her that your child support can stay the same. It can stay the same. I don't want your money. I just want to raise our kids. My son's, developing in his basketball skill. Our daughter's developing her basketball skill. Our two youngest ones are developing in sports. I have tutors on my side. I have, coaches, training coaches. On your side, they sit at home and play on the phones all day. So I don't understand what the fight is about. Like, most of these women are looking for a father to be in their lives. You're fighting against it. So
it's personal to you.
yeah, it's so this was like this claim started from like November. So this was like
Escalated.
no, this is like 23 more days and I got the kids. And then I wake up to a claim of.
But I'm saying, it was building up to where she was going to kind of come at you with a haymaker.
But that's what I'm saying. because I had a perfect resume. Never been late to school, and I live 45 minutes from school. She lives across the street, and they're late 3 times a week. So I mean, I had the perfect, like, stellar. I was Superman. Got hit with the kryptonite.
Right.
And when I first read it, I just thought somebody wanted a claim against me. Like, let's be honest, I'm kind of sexy. No one wants a restraining order against me.
I've seen a few Instagram.
No one wants, a restraining order against me. So I laughed it off because I'm just looking at that. And then I start seeing other posts like, he sends butt naked pictures to a child. I said, who the fuck sends butt naked? And then I thought about it. That is the perfect claim on a child custody case, that someone claims this is what I'm doing to their child. So that court date was on the 25th, 3 days before my actual court date. So I'm sitting here in limbo mode, like, what the, how the fuck did this just happen? So the 25th came. I didn't get served because I guess when you make a claim, you have to serve the person. So I've never was served. So when she went to court, it says the evidence you submitted are false. They're claiming it's false. It's not his. Because I submitted my phone records and everything. Like, I've never texted this.
So this was the 2 weeks basically before the TMZ thing came out. You had time to set up, like, this is what I think.
What do you mean the TMZ thing came out?
June 5th.
No, I didn't. No. When you read about it is when I read about it. I didn't know it. I didn't even know. I mean, I knew she existed as a person.
But along the timeline, right, along the timeline, this was June 5th, and then you were supposed to go to court for it on June 25th?
Which one?
The
claim?
The claim.
Yeah, the 25th.
Right, and then you had custody court.
My custody court was the 28th.
Right. So I'm saying in that whatever
so in
20-day window, you had time
in
to
that window, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, to be honest. Like, the first day, my group, we couldn't find the claim. It's like, who the fuck? So they're looking downtown. There's nothing downtown. And then they're checking Van Nuys Court. There's nothing. And then randomly in Chatsworth. So what's funny is my BM knew the accuser before I did. One, because they're friends. Mm-hmm. So that's the irony of it. That they're friends.
Another layer to the fuckery.
yeah. They're friends.
Yeah.
So we found the claim, and then we're reading through it, and then I look at we have the text messages. This is submitted. And then, my lawyer emailed her, said, I don't know what you're doing, but these are false, fabricated. I don't know if this is copy and paste, but this shit.
So that was her main evidence, was the text messages?
Text messages.
Okay.
It was text messages.
And then they were sent to you or sent to your lawyer?
When I opened up an email and I'm reading, and I read, who the fuck is this talking?
So that's how you found out?
Yeah, that's how I found out.
Via email to you?
First off, I found out about it on Instagram, but we didn't find it till 5 o'clock.
But so then you were sent an email?
Yeah, an email from my lawyer, the document.
So they had screen grabs?
Yeah, the screen grabs.
So the text messages.
Yeah, so I'm reading. So I get the text message, or the 2 text messages that was submitted.
So what did your lawyer say to you at this point? Like, hey Gil, I got this email.
No, when he found it, because I called him, I was like, what the fuck is going on? So once he found it, he said it was in Chatsworth. And I said, how the fuck did TMZ find this in Chatsworth? They were called.
Do they just, I was going to say,
they were
checking out court, that's part of their,
and then somehow my baby mama was called too by TMZ. All the people in the world, you call me baby mama. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So
we're waiting for that other shoe to drop.
Yeah, so I'm reading it, and I said, this is what they submitted, and I wanted to laugh at the judge, and it's reason, you can't read this and say it's fake. So it starts off, this is the conversation. So instead of my name, it has my phone number, which was a red flag. One is, if you've ever been texted by a random number, it says +1 quotations in the middle, got the area code and the number.
It wouldn't have your name on it, but you could also put anybody's name on your phone.
No. So what they did, instead of putting my name,
they put your phone number.
They programmed my name, the name as my phone number.
I guess the first question that jumps out on me, this is a lot of back and forth. This is a long conversation.
Mm-hmm. There's no timestamp. There's
after a point, you would be like, "This is a shakedown. I'm not going to play around with this chick.
No.
I'm not going to get part of
this. This is why she needed a restraining order. She says I was aggressive and trying to send butt naked pictures to her son.
Well, from what I know about you, you wouldn't care that much.
I know.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm having this whole full conversation.
I tried to get you to bring water today. It was like one word. Nope. But then you did try.
But as I said, but it's weird. It's like I'm as a judge, if you're reading this, you can tell this doesn't make sense. This is not two people having the same conversation.
Right.
That's one.
Right.
If you know anything about technology, there's no timestamp on this whole conversation. So we let her know that this is fake. You're using Google Phone or you're using Google Messaging and you're texting yourself.
Yeah, people know that you can stage this on your phone.
So I had to. So with my lawyer, I had to go to AT&T, grab all my
phone records,
give it to him so he can go in. So we need your phone bills. She wouldn't release none of her phone bills. She wouldn't release nothing. So what ended up happening is just the time passed. I never got served. She went to court. She asked for 30 more days. 30 more days came. And then we told the judge, my lawyer told her, if you don't dismiss this case, we're going to sue you for defamation. You have no chance of winning. Obviously, you know that. We're because it's like you affected my children's case because I had to drop my case against Laura because I didn't want to go to court. And this judge uses this against me. Like you're sending butt naked. Like I didn't know what the fuck to go on, so I had to drop my case against her.
So you don't think that was the whole intention of this whole thing as a setup was to get to that that custody?
She mentioned to my lawyer that she was manipulated. She didn't think this was going to go public. It smelled like my BM the whole time, but I couldn't nail her to the wall because without this woman's phone records.
Or her admitting that.
Yeah, but I want the phone records. That's the proof. I don't care what comes out your mouth. I want the proof. And my proof is, you're not texting me. I'm not texting you, so who the fuck are you texting? We want your phone records. And the phone records is, we want to show that you're texting me, right? And this is what you're claiming. Okay, let's put the phone numbers together. But I get to also go and look for the BM's phone number. Through the phone. Mm-hmm. That was the whole purpose of it.
And you never got that?
No.
Okay, so then got extended 30 days. The court, that appearance came and went, but you didn't go to that.
No, I'm not sure.
So that's over and done with.
When you're innocent, you don't need to show the fuck up. I'm not showing up to fucking to some bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna waste my time. I'm gonna make fun of it. I don't give a fuck what the claim is. If I didn't do it, I'm laughing at it. That's just point blank. There's no point in me taking something serious that has nothing to do with me.
You've been to court a few times.
I've been to court a few times.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're guilty and you start lowering up and do all this and showing up, fuck that. I'm not wasting my fucking energy on some bullshit.
So then, this was like 2 weeks ago, I guess basically now.
What's it? The 22nd. The 22nd. Okay. She didn't show up to court. I think she was afraid that she was going to get served for defamation. Because right now she's supposed to publicly apologize. And that's what I'm waiting for. Because forget the media. You affected my time with the kids. So you really affected something that was important to me. A lot of things, important to my kids. Absolutely. Now they're stuck with their mother some more. She's not a bad person, but who she is now is not who she was before. It's like you were a basketball player, but you don't take them to practice every day. You don't train them. You don't have to do nothing but get them to the places they need to get to. Everything is paid for. Their coaches, their private coaches is paid. They just gotta show the fuck up. And there's always a problem. There's always.
That's the thing. This whole thing is messy, and it's like I think divorce and custody.
Whoa, back up. No divorce.
I'm sorry. Right. Separation. In general, when kids are involved, parents when parents split up, it's complicated.
It's only complicated
First of all, when you don't get along.
if money's involved. If money's not involved.
Second layer is, money complicates it.
If the money's not involved, the real question is, why can't this man have 50%? He was a great guy, a great father when you guys were together, but now he can't have 50%? Because the money, the less he sees, the more money they get.
But normally, if the father, if it's 50-50, if it's 70-30 now, if it's more money.
Traditional.
Mm-hmm. Traditionally, it's 50-50. If it's 70-30 now.
No. 70-30 is traditional.
Okay. So
is that, it's basically every Wednesday, every other weekend.
Right. Okay. So, for the most part, the dad that's giving up their kids wouldn't want to give up that extra money.
For the most part, more than half, the fathers don't really care about the money because from 30 to 50%, that money doesn't jump up that much for someone who has money to be affected. But if you're taking that from someone who doesn't have money, that is a big chunk.
Right.
So, someone's making $7,000 on 70% and they get dropped down to $5,000 on 50%, that $2,000 extra changes their life a little bit.
Right.
So there's a fight.
Right.
And you got to remember, when it comes to family court, women don't pay the lawyer fees. The person with the money pays the lawyer fees. So they can sit here and just swing all day and fight all day in a court system because they don't have to pay for it. Because their lawyer's going to ask you for the money because when it comes to child support money, if a woman doesn't have a job, she's getting paid child support. You can't tax child support. She can't be sued for child support. So her lawyer, she can run up a $200,000, $300,000 bill, and her lawyer can never touch that money. So it's like it's free rolling the system.
But then when you are willing to say it's not about the money, it's about the time of the kids. That's why I'm getting to. I guess that's unique.
And I look at it like if a guy is fighting for kids, like because you're talking in a world where most of these women out here with kids are single mothers with no help, looking for a father, to help raise the kid. So the fact that you have some women out there that has a man who wants to be part of their kids' lives, and you're like, nah, I'm good. We're good over here. Just keep bringing them checks. I mean, it's like, what is this?
Yeah, and I think normally the hardest thing to do is to pay that bill every month. For most people.
Okay, to pay the bill knowing it doesn't come to the kids. Like my biggest issue, like if I can change something or I can be part of a movement, it'd be reinforming of how child support is paid. Like there should
I don't think you're alone in that one.
No, there should be a reform program on how money is dispersed. Because I think it's messing up the kids and the women who are getting these checks. Some of these women are getting $300,000-$400,000 a month, right?
These are like you're saying, kind of celebrity athletes.
Celebrities,
yeah,
but period, all across the board, it should be a reform where half the money goes to the mother to take care of the children, the other half goes into a saving account for that child. So when that child turns 18, the money gets released to them.
You don't think that would cause them to increase the amount that you'd have to pay out?
No, I mean, the same amount is the same amount.
For now, they're saying like that's what it costs to raise the kids.
No, they don't go, like, especially California, they go off of just how much the guy makes. It's income made, not income halved. So it's off the guy makes. So if he makes $1 million a month, she gets a percentage of that off of what he makes. It has nothing to do with the kid's lifestyle or their lifestyle. It just goes off a number. They put the
So what's the
machine.
reasoning for establishing that number based on income and
income made, and it goes into a machine, and then you argue about what the cost of the kid.
So if you make $1 million a month, or
$1 million a month, you're paying about $50,000 in child support. $50,000 to $75,000 in child support.
Right.
So if you're taking out that lump sum, by the time that child is 18, let's be honest, there's going to be zero left.
I was going to say, also,
Zero.
You're under a contract. So say you're on that contract for 5 years, then that amount that you were making decreases.
Yeah, decreases.
Or in some cases goes to zero.
Goes to zero. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, I think everyone who's listening, if they got a check from their father when they were 18, Like, yo, I got 200. I can start my young life.
That's when you need it the most.
That's when you need it the most. So
You don't
these
need
kids,
it
these women are touching
9 years old.
hundreds of thousands of dollars, and when that child turns 18, there's nothing
gone.
for them.
Right.
You know, so I think for both of it now, this woman doesn't have 30,000 at her disposal. She has 15. Now she has to live a reasonable life with 15,000 or 4,000 or 2,000, and the rest of the money is being banked for that child. I think that's how child support is supposed to be. But you know, these children are not seeing not a dime of this money. Like my BM touched what $5 to $7 million in the last 5 years, and my daughter's still asking me for Kanye West's. Like she got every Birkin bag in the book, but she can't buy
But you got a hookup though.
No, I just get them first.
Oh.
I still pay top dollar, but it's like this doesn't add up. How are you getting evicted? That doesn't add up. Like, and that's the irritating part. That's why men don't want to pay child support, because it's going to the woman. Like
you have no way of managing you.
Yeah, that's what I said. There should be an
right.
account where 50% goes to the woman, the other 50 goes in account for the kid. The kids are children, and when they turn 18, that money releases to them. Now they don't have to work at McDonald's. They can start a clothing line or do something with that money. I mean, it's giving it to someone who just has no passion in life, but just to spend is crippling. It's crippling.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a different problem for, like I said, the celebrity athlete world. How do you protect yourself from that?
It's not about protecting me. But gotta remember, the money is still coming out my account.
Right.
It's not protecting me. It's protecting the future. The future is your kid. Now, there's no. I mean, it's rare to have a father that does not want the best for his seeds.
Right.
You know, so the fact that I got to pay her and they're not seeing it is what pisses the dude off. Right. And he doesn't want to pay child support. Right. He doesn't want to pay them. If he knew that $500,000 is going to be in his son's hands when his sons turn 18, a father can live with that. You know, a father can live like, okay, it didn't go to her and her shopping spree or some other dude and it went to my son. He turned 18. I can see he just got a new car. He just started some, book company or whatever. He's thriving. It's like, I mean, it's too much money that's just going to waste. And it's frustrating.
Yeah, there could be a lot of good done with that money.
I mean, and the sad part is like there's some good women out there too that's taking care of 2-3 kids on $400-$500 with 3 jobs, while some dickhead is up
so
there
that's
with
what we can
$300,000.
Start a matchmaking company that puts those good women with the men that seem to be finding the wrong ones. Then eventually their money will go to the right place.
To be honest, it's so hard to find a good one when money's involved. When that lawyer tells that girl, "Ooh, you can get $244,000," they stop thinking. Trust me.
They think differently.
You think a little differently.
Right.
You think like an NBA player now.
Yeah, it's like you're in the NBA now too. So where you're at with things now, putting that behind you.
Is it ever always
going to be there? I guess
it's never behind. My situation is different because it's like I have someone who feels they're entitled. We was together so long. It's entitled. My lifestyle doesn't change. The kids with me, lifestyle doesn't change. The only person that lifestyle changes, hers. And I think that's what the fight is about. So I mean, that's gonna always be a fight. There's never gonna be, I get a new car,
right.
She's pissed off.
Right.
I get a new house, pissed off. I put a bowling alley in the house, pissed off. It's, you know what I mean. So that's, I think I got to fake poor for her to be happy.
Right. And I think that happens. That's natural.
Yeah, I mean that's what says natural.
Guys deal with that. Women deal with that. Those feelings are going to come out. But
so right now it's just just living, working, just being a father when I can. When I say when I can, it's like, well, whenever she's not pissed off, it's I haven't I haven't seen my kid since the claim came, because she got to use the kid. Oh yeah, well, the kids shouldn't be around you with this negative vibe going around you. So it's like,
So when is that? When you'll be able to see them again? When is that behind you?
I'm suing. I mean, I don't give a fuck if she got $25 in the bank.
22nd.
Huh?
As of the 22nd, it's done.
It's it's done now. I'm the aggressor.
Right.
Now I want my apology. I'm suing. I want them phone records.
Right.
Right. I want to be recompensated.
Squashed it so.
I think I feel mentally I've lost about what 200-300 million. With this claim.
Yeah.
With all this money going to the NBA, I'm pretty sure I was gonna make a comeback. I was gonna make a comeback. You fucked that up.
Yeah, you're not.
Now nobody wanted to touch me.
I was gonna say that's the good news. You're still young. that could happen. Are you still playing ball?
I play at the YMCA a little bit.
Uh-huh.
24-hour fitness on Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Only Saturdays.
So you're in weekend shape.
I'm in two games every Saturday shape.
How about like Big 3 shape?
Half court? Yeah, they're not running. Yeah, that's easy shape.
Yeah.
Right there. I mean, do they even sweat?
Yeah, they're still not.
Okay.
Those guys are in shape too much. But also for you have China.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, training again and try one more dab at it.
Right.
And,
so how does China work? So did you get approached when you played there? A team, they don't draft you. So it's basically
no.
A team
okay, so
contact you, an agent?
When I was a free agent that year, I have a big following in China from Adidas, going to Adidas, doing my Agent Zero tour. They call me the Grand General there.
Right.
So I have a really I'm probably bigger over there than I am here. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go play in China for 1 year, get my aggression back. So I called up Yao and said, hey, I'm gonna fly myself down and try it for your team. And that's what I did.
Because he owns
the Shanghai Sharks.
Sharks, right, right. Okay. So you went and tried out.
Was there for 10 days. They ended up cutting, which sucked because all three of us would have been amazing. It was Paul Millsap's brother. I felt bad because he was under contract, and I didn't want his position. It's just the situation.
Right? They can only have
two
Americans, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then that is unusual because they don't set up who they're taking on the team through a draft.
Nah.
Or like
agents,
those
just agents. You come try out
and the contract is for 1 year.
1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Whatever. I mean, you see, they just
D-Wade's a
3 year, $25 million.
Right, which is way more than most guys are getting.
Yeah, right now Andre Bloch is the highest paid American over there.
Because he's an enforcer.
No,
that fight that he was in.
Obviously you can see he can't fight, but
well,
but with his skill level, no one can stop him in China.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was gifted, so players like him, they're going to dominate China. Mm-hmm. So Beasley dominated China, so.
Yeah, but it's also, to me, China's an interesting place because depending on where you're at in your career, you can go and play, make some money, and work your way into the league for guys that are like playing in the summer league now, mm-hmm. Or guys that are like kind of in between. Like they definitely have some years ahead of them, but they're not in the league for some reason. They got to start there, but they might have a better situation.
If I had to give any kind of suggestion, if you're a mid-level guy, borderline mid-level guy, take your ass to China. Because in China, they're paying Americans, if you can do anything decent, $800,000 to $1.5 million, right? So that's only for
40 games.
Huh?
Playing 40 games.
32 games without the playoffs. It ends by February. So you're back in time for the NBA second half of the season, which a mid-level exception is what, 1.5 now?
Right.
So that means there's about $600,000 left on the table. So you can go, you're double dipping. So you're basically making more if you start in China and finish in the NBA than just being in the
Has
NBA.
anyone ever done that?
A couple kids.
Brandon Jennings?
No, DJ White did it, and then there was another kid. He got drafted to the Celtics, but started in China, getting 1.5, finished it.
Yeah, I know guys have gone there for a season and they showed up like the next year, but not mid-season. I don't.
No, I mean that's when their season's over. You come in All-Star
break. Yeah, yeah, mid-season. But also, I think now with the presence of the G League and the league really kind of emphasizing that, like guys signing two-way deals.
Yeah, like same thing with the G League. I mean, I understand when you're young, you want to be an NBA player. I understand, but it's also taking care of your family, yourself, setting yourself up for the future. So if you're good enough to make a G League team, you're good enough to make 1.5 in China, average 35, which will look a lot better, and then sign.
Right, but like I think you get to an age range like say 30 and over, which is it's a different.
If you're 30 and you're playing in the G League, take your ass to China.
Right.
But you're playing in the G League and paid $40,000 for.
But then that group that could play, let's say they've been in the league 8-9 years, and they're in a reduced role, so China is an option now. Because how old were you when you were there the first time?
33.
Okay. So yes, it's a better way to
because
you're playing fewer games.
You're playing
the
fewer
money's
games.
Essentially, let's double that. So if you played in the league for a year, that'd be
you're doing half the work.
Right.
I mean, because you're not going against a group of athletic players coming at you, full speed.
Right.
It's one of these guys idolize you. So so you're basically bullying them.
Right.
It's one of those things where they look up to NBA players. So so most of those players are they're your idols.
Yeah.
So you can do anything you want. You sit there and do a whole bunch of jab steps. You ain't even got a dribble, and you got wide open shots.
Okay, so the plan for that at the moment is going to be not just playing on Saturday.
The plan is to get my fat ass in shape. And then go
so I'm
from
thinking
there.
like Rocky 3. Are you going to be out there on the beach?
I didn't do the beach.
A running partner?
I don't. That's one thing.
I know you're not a weight room guy.
I've never trained like that. I never trained the sand dunes and doing all that. I don't know why. It just wasn't like, what the fuck does that got to do with basketball?
No one ever really showed you that.
What the fuck does that got to do with basketball?
Conditioning. Build up strength, build up endurance.
And then
for a guy that had a knee injury.
And that's great.
You have to.
That was great. All these guys in shape getting buckets put on them.
But imagine if you did that.
They're getting buckets put on them. They can play 60 minutes and they got fucking 60 minutes worth of work.
Hey, I mean, guys do everything.
They're like show horses out there.
They change their diet. They'll do cryo chambers.
What does that got to do? What does that got to do with skill?
They're competitive advantage.
Skill.
Let's say that. Well,
basketball is a skill sport. So
right.
I tell people you can do all that sand shit and jump between fucking off these boxes on it.
But then you still got to get your ass.
How does this stop you from stopping my shot? Does it? Because while you're doing all that jumping from sandbox to sandbox, I'm dribbling and working on my skill level. And that's,
it extends your career though. That's a big part of it.
I just work skill level. I just watch film, watch moves, and practice them like no other.
Okay.
That's it.
So at this point, add the training for basically to take care of your body, because of the knee issue and your age.
Yeah.
The weight will come off.
I just like playing ball. I know. Like
you're a gamer. That's really what it is.
I try to do the treadmill. I feel like a fucking hamster.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of booty's in front of me.
Nobody likes a treadmill.
Whatever booty's in front of me, it just doesn't. I can't get that a whole 1 mile.
I think there's another.
I can do half a mile.
Yeah.
12-minute half a mile.
I think find something else. Even like same with spin class.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's find something else.
I can ride my bike for hours.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't do it inside. I can't do it and not go anywhere.
Yeah, and I think for basketball specifically, you have to work on your running, your endurance.
Yeah,
your lung capacity, things like that.
That's
fine.
That lung shit don't mean nothing when I'm fucking crossing someone over.
The difference is when you play 48 minutes and you have gas in the tank versus you're spent by 25 minutes.
Listen, if
you got to get to that point.
If you run
you're
up
36.
and down, you know what's so funny? This is facts. This is facts. You can train on a track week after week after week, and you think you're in shape, and spend 1 minute, cut, stop and go, and fucking wind it.
Right.
You play basketball. That's how you get in shape.
Okay.
If you want to be in basketball shape, play basketball.
You're just gonna play basketball every day.
Mm-hmm.
At the Y? That's not the same level of competition. Well,
no.
Competition in China.
I get my confidence up at the Y.
Uh-huh.
All right. That's confidence first.
Because you're beating on that.
yeah.
So we go play in the Y. You put up 40 on me. You got your confidence?
Yes.
Okay. But then what happens?
Your ass.
What if you go to UCLA?
And then I score 4, and I got my ass busted. Now I'm
but
mad.
I feel like that's like the Rocky 3 thing. So you beat up on me,
and then go there with skyrocket confidence that I can't be stopped.
So you have to do that. The Y has to come first.
Yeah.
And then like it's a couple things like the Y.
I tell people, listen. When you're working on your confidence, baby step.
Right. So
beat on the little people first. Trust me.
Yeah.
Get your
what's the
confidence
process?
up.
So it's the Y, and then 24 hour.
Yep.
Valley 24 hours, and it's like
adult league.
Slauson 24 hours. No. Stay in the 24-hour circuit. A couple different locations.
Yeah. You go to 24 hours, North Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, okay, all right, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
And then you probably go to UCLA.
Okay. And then Drew League?
Woo!
Drew League before UCLA. I feel like that's a better.
Probably Drew League
that's
before
also one game.
Drew League before the NBA players can play. Probably.
And that's one game, though.
No, it's like 4 or 5.
Drew League?
Before the NBA players can play.
No, I'm saying, but if you go play at the Drew League, you only got to play one game. Versus if you go to UCLA,
usually I only play one game.
Right.
There anyway.
So then you do that, which is actually over in a week.
Do you think I lack confidence? No one can stop
me, man. No, I know. What you're saying.
Even right
like
now,
baby steps.
I go to UCLA right now and still get buckets.
But you said 4.
But we're only going to 7. We're only going to 7.
I thought you meant like 2 baskets.
But I was one of those guys at UCLA when I played. I didn't pass the ball.
Right. And so everyone there in these runs, they're kind of just doing that.
Like I don't give a fuck who's on the court with me.
How they get their shots.
Like I'm over there with Baron Davis, Paul Pierce, and they're mega stars, and I wasn't passing the ball.
Right. I wouldn't think
like, you're not on my team.
Are. Right.
Like
There's not a lot of ball movement.
Like no, you're not in my NBA team for me to pass you the ball, so I don't give a fuck if you're pissed at me. That's how most beef started. Yeah. That's how most of my beef started, that I wouldn't pass the ball to these guys.
The beef starts in the summer.
Yeah, the beef starts in the summer.
Now they're all friends.
Mm-hmm. Me and Paul Pierce still talk about that. You remember that time when you was in the 12th grade and you didn't want to pass me the ball? I said, "What? I'm averaging 40. I'm the shit." Like I know you're in the NBA, you're NBA All-Star, but I mean.
So when they in 12th grade, Paul Pierce is thinking like, when I get my own team, when I'm in.
No, when I was a senior. See, I was a senior in high school playing at UCLA.
Uh-huh.
So like I'm so I'm playing against the NBA elite, and I just wouldn't pass it.
Right.
Because you got to remember, I didn't pass in high school. I'm shooting everything, so I looked at them the same. Y'all are just 4 other players playing defense and taking the ball out.
Hey, it's happened to be NBA All-Star. Your level of teammates is
it didn't matter who the teammates were. It's 4 other players. Someone take the ball out, give it to me, 1-4 flat.
All right. So next couple months. Before China comes together.
You know I'm getting in shape. Right now,
there might be a hibachi sighting.
Right now, I jumped on the scale, 252.
Okay.
So I got to lose about 25 pounds.
At your age, that can come off quickly.
What?
Yeah.
They say when you get
46. I'm trying to be positive.
I'm just saying when you get older, it's supposed to be harder.
Right. But you're under 40. I think after 40 is when that.
Yeah, man.
That slows down. So what do you want to get down to?
225.
Okay. Also, diet. Let me talk about that.
It's so hard.
That's hard.
It's so hard. I mean,
forget running on the sand. Forget even trekking.
Because I don't do home cooked meals. I eat out every night.
Yeah, it's
not fast food. I mean, I go to Morton's and shit like that. So,
but that's still tends to like butter.
Just to let you know, just in case you thought it was No, I go to Martin's and Grace Steakhouse. Nobu, shit like that. Take out.
Nobu you could probably do healthy.
But when you do it
Sushi.
over and over, you start drinking,
Yeah.
get the drink in,
You don't really drink much.
Malibu cranberry pineapple.
Yeah, that's not...
15, 30 of those.
You're not rocking back
You
like
picked up 12 pounds.
a 12-pack of Heineken. So the food thing will help in, being active. We'll give this 2 months.
I think I'm probably the only person at the 24-hour fitness on Topanga that gains weight. I'm there twice a day sometimes. 5 days, 6 days a week, and I gained
and then
17 pounds.
Snack bar after?
I gained 17 pounds. No muscle.
The muscle building shake without the weight?
No muscle.
Weight training?
None.
All right. So then how does China happen?
Once I get
people hope.
Once I get in shape and I think I'm ready to do it, I'll probably enter the big three first, bust their ass, and then sign in China.
Big three, China.
Yes, goes big three then China.
Yeah. Okay.
So they can, I can get the footage of me shaking them old fuckers up. Because did you see Mike Bibby?
I mean, that guy is in the weight room.
For what?
Yeah,
what the fuck you want to be that big
Yeah,
for?
I don't know why. What do you do with that?
Like
Unless he wants to be a stuntman or something like that.
When I seen it, I was like, oh, that's Photoshop.
No.
And then I seen him in the game. I was like, I'm confused here.
Because you don't really need...
You were a little guy in the NBA.
Basketball player. You don't really need that
No, but I'm saying you was a
muscle
little
mass.
guy in the NBA.
Right.
And now you're this buff
Pissed off.
dude. It's like...
Maybe you got bullied at the beach or something like that. But like football, NFL, you could see that guys got to add
To be honest, some of these guys are working out harder for the big three than they did when they was getting paid millions. That's...
Hey, good for them.
Yeah.
They're taking it seriously. And I think that's what Ice Cube really wanted.
Yeah.
They got to make that league work.
I see some improvements that need to be made.
That they have
for
made
the
or
ratings.
that they will make.
They should make.
I think some of the stuff, though, I get it. To me, it's like wrestling. Like you take these guys, their personality, they're people that we know, like Ron or like who else, like Kenyon or somebody like that, and you make them. Those guys, they put a microphone in their face. They gotta give people a reason to watch.
It's it's a little too rough. Like I understand that the glory days of the '90s basketball is what people came, but there's a reason that's not around anymore because the less talented players can't guard talent, so they try to hurt the talent. But if people are coming here to see your skilled players, you can't just have these goons down there just fouling everyone, sitting them at the free throw line, because if all your star players are sitting at the free throw line and there's no highlights, how are you getting people in there? So clean up some of the dirty fouls and clean it up a little bit.
I mean, it's half court, right? So it's a bad
that's what I'm saying. It's half court, so a skilled guy has to be really skilled to get to the lane. So for him to get to the lane, for him to get mauled, and you don't call it half the time, it's kind of now you're sitting with a whole bunch of jump shots on a whole bunch of guys who can't shoot for the most part.
But also just watching guys. Throw
they're just,
jump
it's
shots
just,
not
just
exciting, right?
wrestling and stuff because
and
you're getting hammered.
Right.
And then they should do make it take it.
Yeah, that's one thing you've said.
Make it take it would be great for that league because let's say you have somebody like a Steven Jackson, who gets he's playing against, Al Harrington, he gets a bucket. He starts to talking. He gets the ball back. Boom, hit him with a nice move. Score again. What ends up happening? The crowd gets involved. He's hyped.
Right.
Now you have some interaction of real basketball. Like now this guy can sit out and run 4, 5, 7 baskets on you. You don't even need to slice that up to put it as a highlight. You can just take that and boom, throw it on TV.
Yeah, but that works for you because you're saying I'm not going to.
It works for everybody. Like think about it.
It becomes personal.
But what I'm saying, there's no ooh and ah in there.
Right.
Like if I come in down, I see Nate Robinson, right? He came down, did a nice move, threw it to Amari. Amari dunked. The other team took the ball out so fast that you didn't even get to enjoy that moment.
Right.
They took the ball, they threw it, took the ball out, boom. And the other team bricks. Now Nate Robinson gets the ball back. You don't have that. No one's into the moment. Like if I just did a nice move, gave it to Amari, Amari dunked it, and we clap and we go back, take the ball back out, we get the ball again. Now you got people standing up.
Right. It creates momentum. It creates a buzz.
That's it. There's no momentum. It's like if I score, other person gets the ball back, they shoot, miss, rebound. My teammate gets the ball, he chucks some shit up.
Yeah.
We get the offensive rebound. Another guy got it. He's open. He chucks some shit up. I mean, the star player can go 4 or 5 minutes without touching the ball. Just
I
because
think they thought with the 4-point
going.
shot that was going to spread the floor out a bit. I'm not sure how many they attempt per game, but that was one way to get guys to, to shoot and add something from the shoot, because they're not athletes at this point that are going to come down and just posterize.
Do make it, take it, and clean up.
It's a screen and roll to a dunk is really where
clean the fouling up. Clean the fouling up where your skilled players can be skilled. Right. And I mean, I know people don't like the way the NBA is. But you get to see skills. Right. You don't see that 4-man sitting there.
But most of the time, it's all these big guys banging.
Yeah, that's just big guys have no skill level. Yeah. They're sitting there dribbling 52 times in the paint, just trying to see who can fucking outmuscle who. Right.
That's basketball for 40 hours. That's what happens. That's what happens at the 24-hour.
Yeah. Undersized, 6'1", power forward.
Yeah. Halfway there.
6'1". Fucking power forward.
All right, so we have some things to watch for.
Yeah, I got some big shit going on.
Okay.
Putting the bowling alley in my house.
Uh-huh.
Redoing my pool. Actually, when me and Nick play 1-on-1, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. He's down.
That's what I'm doing on this podcast. I'm challenging some of them NBA motherfuckers to some shootouts and shit.
First challenge, who's up?
Nick Young.
1-on-1 or shootout?
Probably a shootout. Probably a shootout right now. Yeah, shootout right now. I'll whoop his ass with about 5 G's.
The Agent Zero, Swaggy P, $5,000. A shot?
No, $5,000. Like 100 shots. The best out of 100. I'm gonna make about 85. And I haven't shot in a while. Okay. I do about 85.
Okay, so over under on you is 85.
Nick 78. Okay. Nick can do 78.
78. All right.
And this is my podcast, so if I make 60, I make
we'll
70,
never see
85.
No, we can edit it.
We just edit it to my 85.
Loop that one shot.
She have talked to me, and me have talked to she. But the day is coming that we must meet personally. She have talked to me, and me have talked to she. But the day is coming that we must meet
personally. She have talked to me, and me have talked to she. But the day is coming that we must meet personally.